Philip Smith spent more than 4 years creating a uniquely detailed record of significant historic buildings in South County Down. He researched public records and even anecdotal information from the area to produce an exceptional educational resource.
It's basically detective work, and it's a nice kind of detective work in that we're not investigating a crime, nobody's getting murdered, nobody's house is being burgled, and we're basically trying to get to the heart of the building, trying to understand it, trying to understand its physical form, its evolution, and trying to understand the human history. And all of this hopefully adds to our understanding of the building and how we will treat the building in terms of conservation and how we can utilise the building in the future. I'm lucky in some sense. In a lot of buildings I look at, good researchers have come before me. This particular building that we're in today, this is Ballyduggan Mill near Downpatrick, and there was a lot of good research done on this by the likes of industrial archaeologists like Fred Hammond and so forth. And I was able to add little bits of colour to the story. For instance, I was able to find out in the 1850s, the then owners of the mill were very generous to their workers. They held large New Year's Eve parties, and a few of the workers I think got it slightly inebriated, and it was frowned upon maybe by the owners themselves, but the parties themselves, they appear to have achieved semi-legendary status in the memory of the local population. I honestly think that the best way to interest people in history is to present it visually, and I think that there's always a great interest in period dramas and so forth on TV today, and historical documentaries. And we look at things through rosy tinted glasses to a certain degree, but as a way of introducing people to history and maybe delving deeper into history, the visuals are for me, are the most important part. In this book, County Down, South County Down has never looked so well, and that's a great tribute to Alan Turkington's photographs. Alan took great pains to visit each building at the most optimal time to get the best result for the book. I would hope that I've brought a certain scientific rigour to the researching of historic buildings. I followed in the footsteps of many good people. Charles Brett, for instance, who wrote the earlier volumes in this series, the likes of other people I've mentioned, like Fred Hammond, an industrial archaeologist, and various others, too numerous to mention. It hadn't been totally lacking beforehand, but it hadn't been tackled, buildings hadn't been tackled maybe in a systematic way. But I hope that I've been able to bring a scientific rigour to the research to engender an appreciation of historic buildings themselves.